Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a review of the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You, Season 2, Episode 9. Now, this show is dedicated to one theme and one theme only. Hair. Okay, here's the thing. People love hairstyles in anime. People love different types of hairstyles in anime. Some people prefer the brown hair. Some people prefer the blonde hair. Some people prefer the blue hair, the white hairs. And some people prefer long hair. Some people prefer bob cuts hair. Some people prefer the two hair color hairstyle. Some people prefer again long, short hair, mid range. Some people prefer not hair. And there's different types of hairstyles. Pigtails, twirlies, then you name it. And then, when we talk about hair and anime, there's been a lot of iconic hair characters that had that luscious hair. For instance, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is an example of long, luscious hair. She has that cute pigtail, her pose, but she got that long, luscious pigtail. Another hair character I could say is Flare Corona in Fairy Tail. Flare, the red hair girl that beat the shit out of Lucy Harfilia and in the arc of the game arc, the Grand Magic Games arc, where Flair beat the shit out of Lucy Harfilia, but that's a different topic in another way, which I was laughing at that, by the way. But make no mistake about it, we are now talking about this episode because the theme was about hair. And when you have anime with hair, you gotta put the definition of this, and you know what? I'm gonna say it because it's happened. Tentacle porn. Tentacle That's what we got in this episode. Yes, this episode is about hair going crazy. How hair saves humanity and how hair saves us all. And the importance of this episode, it was so WTF, but it's one of those shows that you have to sit down and watch. It may be a bizarre one, but it was a pretty good one to talk about. So I can't wait to talk about this. Let me get my polo on because it's going to be a big old talk. Let's talk about this review. Okay. Season 2, Episode 9. The whole world is going to be in an ice age. In an ice age, the whole world going to be turned to ice age. And leave it to our MC, my goat, one of the goats of harems till this day, Rentaro. Rentaro know the world was coming to an end, so what's going to lead to that? Well, we're going to get to that later. So now, the whole thing was Rentaro going bald. Now, he was bald last week. And again, this show defines fourth wall demolition. Every time 100 Girlfriend airs, we're bound to get a fourth wall demolition, and we're bound by references. Again, this show is self-aware. When it comes to references, this show will make the fandom go nuts. If you recommend this to people who have watched this show, who have watched previous other animes, you're going to be like, oh my god, that's a Tokyo Ghoul reference. Oh my god, that's a Naruto reference. Oh my god, that's a One Piece, the Fairy Tail, Dr. Stone, Death Note, you name it. They will use all references that we have known, and we're going to look at this like, oh my god, that's crazy. Just like when Penny and Stocking did a reference to Gundam. Transformers. You see what I'm getting at? They do that. That's funny. But Rentaro was bald since the beauty contest, so Kurose made the drug thing, leave it to Kurose and her love for drugs. Sorry, let me put this on this list. Yeah, right here. I read it right here. Leave it to Kurose and her form of drugs, we're not surprised. Here's the thing. When it comes to her and her drugs, make no mistake about it, we're going to get an episode based off her drugs. Remember the one time we did with the zombies, when everyone was turning to zombies, starting kissing? Again, drugs. So, she made a drug that got everybody... Oh yeah, before that, everyone had their hair shortened. And some had their hair long. Leave it to May. For a maid, she's a freaking stylist. Damn. If you look at her right now, look at her. Everyone got their hair shortened and hair long. I'm looking at Shizuka, and I'm like, oh my god, she looks so cute with hair shortened. See, there are a plethora of characters who got their hair shortened, and then we look at them and like, you know what? I do like that. And there are other characters who got their hair longer. We look at them and say, oh my God, that's beautiful. And the thing about this is that I can't. It's hard to describe who I like if they had short hair. Like, for example, the Tsundere queen. I don't even know, like, to be honest, I like her better with short hair. Nano, I like her better with long hair. It's hard for me to pick. It's just very hard. I can't decide. But leave it to Haruhi, who drunk the drug and made her hair go crazy. Her hair go crazy. And it got her trapped in a cocoon. This is like some straight out of a horror. It's like they took comedy and horror to the mix. And they did that. And comedy horror Y7. It went from like TV 14 to TVMA because it's so like, I was laughing on the train watching this because it's so like horror, but it was so like every girl is sacrificing themselves. And you remember, like in horror movies, where you see them sacrificing themselves with all that, you're like, go, I got this, run, or don't worry about me, save yourself. It was one of those things, man. And every girl got caught to a point where we got fan service, all hair wrapped around these girls. Again. The whole thing went from technical porn to the hairs. Come on, guys. We've seen these actions before. We've seen this. Tentacles, slime, hair. Well, are we not surprised that we see this kind of thing, these kind of actions again? We've seen stuff like this. We see this as in slime. We see these like hairstyles. We've seen these wrapped up in bonded rope thing. We've seen all those kind of things. They make the fan service go crazy, so we're not surprised. And every girl got caught. And every girl got... Let me go back. Not every girl got caught. But all the other girls, like Karane, Hakari, Kurumi, Nano, they all sacrificed themselves to save Rentaru. And there were many references along the way in this episode to a point that it was like a To Love Ru reference. Now, if you don't know To Love Ru, go watch To Love Ru. To Love Ru is one of many animes that is considered, at the time, one of those harem animes that you have to watch. And it's funny because I know To Love Ru. I remember the show retold, and you had girls like Lala, Nana, Momo, Shurenji, the class president, There's Darkness, Nemesis. Don't ask me how I know. It's been a long time watching it. And the difference between To Love Ru and 100 Girlfriends is To Love Ru goes over the top than the 100 Girlfriends. You know what I mean? That's the thing. To Love Ru goes over the top, like the Shin Mimano Testament level. Whereas the 100 Girlfriends, they go over the top, but not as high than friggin' To Love Ru. You know what I mean? That's like if you like on a fan service level, To Love Ru is S+. On a fan service level of the 100 Girlfriends, it's like A going to an S. That's where it's at. But I stand my ground. Anyway, Mei and Shizuka. My girl, Shizuka. Shizuka, this is why you're the best girl out of the 100 Girlfriends. You see, I've been reading the manga ever since it first aired. And I've been following Shizuka since day freaking one. I'm a Shizuka fan out of the 100 Girlfriends. I don't give a damn if the other, don't get me wrong. I applaud Rentaru for getting all the other girls. But it doesn't matter if he got to 50 girlfriends. I don't care if he got to 70 girlfriends or even 100. Shizuka, who was the third girl, is still the best girl. For her, and I'm so glad Shizuka didn't get caught in those hair tentacles. Let me just say that I am so glad she didn't go, because we gotta protect the princess. We gotta protect the princess. I'm just saying again, we gotta protect the princess. And for her to risk it all to save Rentaru, like, here's the thing. Okay, hold on. I forget all my hair. So Mimimi and Nano are teamwork in once again. I like how they bring these. I like they bring these two together after last week. So now teamwork makes the dream work for these two. And the fact that these two were working together, again, this episode brought these two together. But still, when they got caught, you see Mei and Shizuka working together. And by the way, for Shizuka fans out there, let me put these on because Shizuka went Top Gun. Shizuka, I am so damn proud of you. You went full on Top Gun with your shades on. I mean, she even had the rabbit ears to allow the hair to follow Shizuka, to follow her. And then she went full on Top Gun. Tom Cruise Top Gun with the helicopter with her left thumb sticking out. Yo, we're just chilling here. Shizuka's best girl. This is why. This is why she is killing it. She's freaking killing it. I cannot fabricate this. She is a badass with the shades. I tell you right now, that moment when Shizuka had the shades on and the helicopter scene with the shades, I literally looked at it. I'm like, oh my God, that right there is a banner. That right there should have been a wallpaper right there. The way how Shizuka got the thumbs up with her, like, video. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I want that as my wallpaper. I want that as my banner. For her with those shades. You can't make this stuff up. That's it. That's the badass. Shizuka, let me tell you this. Shizuka has stepped up since day one. Up to season 1, up to all the way now. I mean, let's look at this. Shy girl. Developed a huge crush. Saw Rentaro's junk in season 1. Season 2, she ate like a chipmunk, eating food, running, playing baseball, saving the world, sacrificing herself to save the world. Like, even though she didn't get caught, she has done it all. She done it all. Like, come on. And there are times when she got a voice. Look, I know I'm going way off in the page, but again, it's Shizuka. So now when they rescue Rentaro, oh, by the way, he got his hair back. He jumped off the helicopter like it was freaking Fortnite or Apex Legends, which, by the way, I played those both. He comes flying straight down like some Apex Legends. And then, it felt like he died, but then Hakuri's ex-boyfriend came in and just started, gave him an extra life. But due to Rentaro's love, he's able to save Hakuri, and the whole world was saved. With the power of love, save them all. And it's funny because go back from the previous episode. If you go back, there's been an ice age. An ice age was coming. But then, and again, from the beginning, he found out the ice age was coming. So he's like, your hair could save us all. Hari saved the world because of her hair, that long hair that took over the world, especially Hollywood. That was a reference. I saw a little billboard. It's a little stand in Hollywood. Her hair sacrificed everything. She saved the entire world from global warming. Ice age, global warming, you name it. She saved the world. And we own and we respect her for that. But again, this was a fantastic episode. I understand this episode was we went from getting a new girl to a hair episode, but that's what they follow in the manga. I get that. Now, I know we're waiting for the other part when we're talking that long line, but that's going to wait till season 2. But make no mistake about it, next week is going to be the other episode, which I'm looking forward to. And I ain't going to spoil anything because I don't want to be spoiled. But like I said, we're getting to that episode, guys, where I don't want to say it. But rest assure you, next week is going to be great. But again, this episode was so good. References, fourth wall demolitions, you name it. It went from a horror comedy, and then you got fan service to tentacles/hair tentacles, which I don't want to see it again, but you guys get the point. And my girl Shizuka going Top Gun. Yep, going Top Gun. And I loved it. So, thank you for watching my review of this show. I look forward for next week, and I'll see you soon.